Welcome. You have reached review time with Imperial, and today's review will be Chucky TV series, episode 8, the season finale. Let's get into it. So, this was a good season finale. A lot went on, it was all over the place, but let's break it down. Subscribe to the channel, like the video right off the bat. And it picks up where it showed Andy arriving to um, Junior's house after he just killed his dad. Chucky told him let him in. He let him in. Now the weird part: Junior's a teenager, a man that you never know. Let him in the house, and he's roaming all through the house like that. That didn't make no sense. But of course, this is TV, so you go along with it. And Chucky throws the dad in the laundry suit shoot. Throws the dad down the laundry chute. Chucky hides in the toilet. He basically says he wants to um, play with Andy's head. So meanwhile, Chucky and Junior show up to Chucky's old house, and of course Jennifer Tilly's there with Devin, and Jennifer Tilly and Chucky meet, and she pretty much teaches him like a little kid, and she tickles him and everything like that, and you meet all the Chuckies, and he's giving all the Chuckies direction on pretty much what to do when they go and kill other people throughout the world. And the Chuckies ask questions like, "Who do they? Is there an age limit on the kills and stuff like that?" So that part was humorous or whatever. So all the Chuckies kept asking questions like, what about if it's twins? Because they gang up on you and stuff like that. So that was a cool little dialogue right there. So they did that, and they wanted Junior to kill. Chucky wanted Junior to kill Nika, and because Jennifer couldn't do it. So Jennifer turned on Chucky and pretty much chopped his head off. So he bled out. His head was still alive, of course. And she told Junior, "How you think you're gonna get out of this?" So she gave Nika a drug to knock Nika out, and pretty much told Junior help her tie Nika up. She had a box that was set off with C4 and everything like that. So they left on their way, and all the Chuckies got packed up in the truck. Andy slips in the back door and pretty much helped rescue Devin. Devin pretty much told him, "Hey, there's a bomb in here," and he pretty much was like, "Well, I knew they would do something like that." Meanwhile, Jake and Lexi is thinking about heading to Charles Lee Ray house, and remember, Jake had got a Chucky doll off of some random guy that he was on when he was about to leave. That Chucky, of course, came to life and was about to try to attack Lexi and Jake, and Kyle shows up and kills him. Kyle's pretty much says she's a person with Andy, and they told her where they believe their friend is, and she said, "Well, we need some coffee," and so she drugged him, put him to sleep, and pretty much told him Andy wouldn't even forgive her if she let something happen to them, so she didn't want them to get involved. So Kyle heads to Chucky's house. When she gets there, the head of Chucky pretty much act like it was a little girl, so that'll bring Kyle through the front door, which triggers the bomb. The bomb blew up, so you assume it showed Devin. You don't know if he got out the back door or not. Andy was right there, and Kyle, of course, she comes through the front door. The whole house is demolished, so you assume at that point everyone's gone. In the morning, Lexi and Jake wake up. They looking at their phones. They see that Charles Lee Ray house is demolished. So they distraught. They hug each other. Of course, Lexi Moms has this big event where the town comes and they watch Frankenstein at the theater. So Jake is in mourning for Devin, and he shows up. He's at Devin's room looking over everything, and then Devin shows up. So you know Devin's alive, and he pretty much said he was able to get out, but Andy and Kyle was still in the house. So they pretty much are headed to this place where the mayor, Lexi's mom, was having her event. So you see out front, Jennifer Tully shows up to the event as the guest, and she basically says she has these vintage good guy dolls to give to all shipped off to sick children all over the world. And Lexi's little sister pretty much stated uh, she wanted a doll, and Jennifer gave her that doll. So when Lexi turned around, she seen Jake and Chucky had a knife to him. But Jake is actually a bad guy now, but Lexi doesn't know that. So she goes around the whole theater looking for him. Meanwhile, everybody is going into the theater to watch this movie. And the mom is sitting there next to the little daughter, and the Chucky doll is there. So the Chucky doll starts talking on its own, and nobody is even paying attention that the Chucky doll is laughing and everything like that. So the Chucky doll elects to dip off. Now, of course, he got a knife, so he's underneath the seats. Meanwhile, the husband shows up to the event to support the wife. Now, he's been feuding with the wife for the last couple episodes. So he shows up to support the wife, and, they greet each other, they kiss, and the wife was like, "You want some popcorn?" And then she got up, and right when she got up, Chucky stabbed the knife up through her seat. And of course, at that moment, she didn't get nobody. So when the wife comes back with the popcorn, of course, well, when she got up and left, he got in her seat to sit next to the daughter. So by the time she comes back from the popcorn, you already knew what was going on. She had the popcorn, was handing him the popcorn, and he didn't budge. And so when he before she know it, she moved the popcorn over. Blood was coming out of his mouth. And then when she went to taste the popcorn, of course she tasted blood. She figured out he was dead. Chucky began at that point going underneath a lot of different people's seats and stabbing everybody. And so, meanwhile, behind the theater was another Chucky with Jake and Lexi. And so Lexi was telling them how he was always a good person, and she pretty much, he accepted her for every time she messed up. And so she was telling them that's not him. And so he pretty much, Chucky said, "If you don't kill her, I will." So he pretty much threw her out the way, and he went and stabbed Chucky, but not before Chucky could stab him. So they both killed each other. Meanwhile, there was the other Chucky that was running underneath the seats. The mom got kicked in her head. Devin showed up, and Jake, and they ran off with the little girl. Devin ran off with the little girl. Meanwhile, Jake and that Chucky, they battled it out. And so he was able to slice Jake in the leg, and then Jake got pissed while he was wrestling on the ground and tossed him. And then he pretty much, they had this little back and forth, and he told him he don't need no knife or anything. He gonna kill Chucky with his bare hands. So he just choked Chucky out until his eyeballs popped up. So there was a truck full of Chucky dolls that was getting shipped off. So after that, it shows Jennifer Tully telling the truck driver, "Meet me at the airport. If you mess up, I'll kill you." And she was like, "It's like, nah, but I really mean it." And so, pardon me. When the truck driver gets back in the truck, you see his head get banged against the steering wheel and then thrown out, and boom, that's Andy. So Andy takes over. You find out Andy survived. How he survived, they didn't show. You don't know. Jennifer Tully's trying to start up her car. Of course, she has Nika in the car that's still drugged, but her car doesn't start up. She does have the Christina car from back in the day that she's still driving. So she's pissed. Andy drives off with the dolls. So they like, yeah, Andy did it. Meanwhile, so as Andy's driving down the road, a gunshot gets blown, and in walks Tiff the doll. Andy never met Tiff the doll, so she introduces herself. So Tiff, as the doll, was hidden in that behind with all the other dolls. So that was a cool ending to that part right there. From there, you had the three kids, Lexi, Devin, and Jake. Morning, Junior. They all lost their parents. Chucky took out he took out Junior, and he took out Junior's mom, and then Junior took out his dad. So they all wiped out. So all they got is each other. Even Lexi's dad got killed. So the teacher was pretty much watching them in the distance, mourning their losses, and as they hugged each other, consoling each other, you seen somebody show up with a black gloves looking at them. I want to believe that was Kyle. So I don't think Kyle got killed either. When she opened the door, it could have just blown her back. I don't know how Andy got out there, so that'd be interesting how they figured that part. But they never showed it. But we know Andy was alive, and I believe that person that we see at the end with their hand on the tree looking at the kids, that's Kyle. So from there, that's pretty much the episode. But then it shows Chucky coming, talking to the crowd and talking to everybody, pretty much saying he had 21 kills this whole season. And this Chucky series did not disappoint, because they know they fell off with a lot of those movies, but they didn't disappoint with this series. This was a good series, and they just let everybody know that they will be back for season 2 in 2022. So overall, good series. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Till next time.